Why do you think these big personalities seem to be coming to us and not some of the other parties?
Well, let me tell you, I mean, when they first announced that they were joining the party, I was still at the Welsh Assembly at the time, working with Neil Hamilton. And I thought, I saw this, I thought this is an absolutely brilliant opportunity for the party. I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, there was a lot of internal discussion and a lot of skepticism. And I mean, you know, the way some of the arguments may have gone, they may not have been allowed in at one point, quite frankly. But I knew these guys from YouTube. I thought, you know, this is an opportunity to reach a new audience. And then I showed this to Neil Hamilton. And I said, oh, Neil, Sargon of Akkad has joined UKIP. And he said, Sargon? An Akkadian emperor has joined UKIP? So I spent much of that day obviously telling him about Carl and the others as well. And, you know, I'm obviously telling him about Count Dankula. Count Dankula? Who's that? You know? And I said, look, what you've got to do now, you've got to make a video welcoming them all to the party. So I wrote a little script for them.
I've seen this video. It's very good.
And it led to one of the highlights of my political comms career so far, kind of handing Neil Hamilton this script. And he's kind of reading it. So he's very quiet. And he's kind of nodding his head and looking at it. And then he looks up and he says, Kris, what is a dank meme? And so I spent that evening obviously teaching Neil about dank memes and internet culture. But yeah, we made that video, and I mean, it was amazing. We had about 400,000 views on Twitter. We had The Guardian, we had The Independent, and various other, you know, lefty papers just going insane over it, you know. And no, it was great. And I think as well, it woke a lot of people up. That, you know, independent of Carl and others, there were people internally in the party who understood where they were coming from in terms of memes and internet culture. And then we could do this and engage with them. You know, it wasn't awkward for us to kind of all slot in. And when I first met Carl and his guys as well, I mean, it was obvious that we were coming really from the same place and we spoke the same language. To answer the initial question, you know, why are they coming to us? Well, you know, if you're going to select a political party of any notability in Britain, quite frankly, I mean, I don't think Labour, the Tories, and Lib Dems would allow them in. What you know? Why? You know, because why would they want such people who they would consider to be, you know, effectively loose cannons with, you know, a lot of history of things that they may or may not have said. And of course, they want to talk about issues which no other party will touch. And, you know, that is what UKIP is all about. And that's what UKIP's for. It is UKIP's unique role in British politics to speak up for the kinds of things that nobody else will touch. And that's critical. And we play an important role for British democracy, really, because if we weren't here talking about these things, well, I think we'd be in a worse place than we are right now, quite frankly.